Hi, David Maliniak at CES 2023. Today I'm with Grace Burkard. She's the Director of Operations for the ioXt Alliance. Welcome, Grace.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time. I thought, with IoT being such a big factor at CES and such a big factor in the connected world in general, I thought it might be a good idea to get our audience a little more familiar with the ioXt Alliance and what it does. So tell us, in brief, the organization's mission, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. So ioXt Alliance is a group of manufacturers, OEMs, labs, government organizations, and more. And we are here to harmonize best security practices and really create testable standards. The mission really is to bring security, upgradeability, and transparency directly into the hands of consumers.
Very good. So there are a lot of issues facing the IoT ecosystem these days. Maybe you can talk a little about some of those.
Yeah, I would say probably the biggest one is going to be the fragmentation of standards. You'll hear this a lot within the industry. If you look at standards between industries, between countries, even just between types of products, it can be very different, and that makes it a lot harder for manufacturers to become certified. When you look at this, it's going to be more expensive, right? You can't have just one certification these days. You have to go out and get multiple to fit all the different standards that are out there. It's going to be more tedious, and it just gets harder overall.
Okay. And I know there's an issue with transparency between the various standards.
Yes, so I would just say transparency in general. I think the consumer is becoming more aware of it. You're seeing a lot around privacy, and there are more regulations coming out around that, but we at ioXt Alliance are trying to promote transparency, and that's exactly what our certification does. So we have a QR smart code on our products that get certified. They can put it on their packaging or on websites.
Okay.
And so a consumer can come up, scan it, and it will take them directly to their product page, and it shows what levels they meet for their security.
Very nice. How many member organizations are there in ioXt Alliance?
Over 600 member companies in over 50 countries.
Okay, wow. So, and I would presume most of the major players.
Yes, yeah, you assume right.
It's in their interest. It's in their interest to untangle the rat's nest, right?
Yes, exactly.
What are some of the ways that the Alliance is hoping to solve these issues, the solutions that you're pushing towards?
So we're doing a lot right now. There's actually several things that we're doing. One of them is our work groups. So we have our work groups where we have technical experts, security analysts come in, and they are helping create our profiles. So we like to say that these are industry-led. You're going to get all the experts who know specifically about that product or that industry to create those test cases. We also are working with other regulators. So you'll see we've been at Singapore, so CSA Singapore, we're working with NIST and NSA with the national label that's coming up, and with the European Commission. So we're not trying to recreate the wheel by any means. Again, I talked about that fragmentation, and what we want to do is more harmonization. You'll hear a lot of these buzzwords in today's world, but that is what we're trying to do and accomplish so that it's easier for everybody.
Okay. What do you, I've seen references to a labeling program. Is that where you say the logo on the box is, that kind of thing?
So ours is, but however, so the Executive Order 14028 came out by the Biden administration, and it tasked NIST, or the National Institute of Standards and Technology, to better the cybersecurity of the products in the US. So they went out, they did a lot of research, they put together these recommendations, which they published back in February of 2022. And so they're taking it one step further, and they're looking to create a national label that they can give to manufacturers in the US And there's a lot of different organizations who are on board with this, a lot of the big players. There was a White House meeting back in October that we were at, along with several others, and we presented what we were doing, so they're taking that into consideration. Several of these people are taking, or organizations, they're taking into consideration, what are you doing, how are you doing it, what does this look like? You know, they're not necessarily the experts, so they're turning to people who are, such as ourselves, and we're providing our expertise and knowledge on what's going on in today's world and what certification would look like.
Great, very good. And the end result is a safer IoT for all of us. We don't have to worry as much about our information getting hijacked.
exactly, yes, that's the goal. And then the other goal as well, there's two parts to this national label, and you'll probably hear it from NIST sessions going on this week at CES. So they want to have, one, consumer awareness. That's one of the biggest things, right? Everyday people don't necessarily know what to trust or what to look for, so they want to have this label that makes it very simple. If it has the U.S. national label, this product passes and is backed by the U.S. national government, right? Second one is back to that harmonization and fragmentation in the industry. They want to have cohesive language when talking to other countries and trying to harmonize with the other countries. Like I said, standards are all over the place, even around the world. So how do we harmonize? Well, we got to start at home base and then start to branch out.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to walk through it with us, and good luck and have a great show.
Thank you, appreciate it.